Imagine a still lake at dawn. Its surface reflects the world perfectly. Trees, the sky, the rising sun. But what happens when a single stone is tossed into the water? Ripples distort the reflection. The lake loses its clarity. Now, think of your mind as that lake. What are the stones you allow to disturb your peace? Disrespect, anger, fear? Today, we'll explore the Buddhist art of staying quiet and maintaining emotional control, even amidst life's provocations. 1. The power of silence. In the teachings of Buddhism, silence is often portrayed not as an absence, but as a presence, a powerful, intentional state of being. When faced with disrespect or provocation, our natural instinct is to react, to defend, to retaliate. But here lies the paradox. True strength lies not in the reaction, but in the restraint. Imagine a raging fire. Every reaction, every angry word is like throwing more wood onto that fire. It burns brighter, hotter, consuming everything in its path. But what happens when you stop feeding it? The fire slowly dies down. Silence is that act of withholding fuel. It is a conscious choice to let the fire of negativity burn itself out. The Buddha taught that silence can be the most eloquent response. It is not a sign of weakness or submission, but of mastery over oneself. In the Dhammapada, it is said, "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." Sometimes, that word is no word at all. When we choose silence, we reclaim our power. We step out of the cycle of negativity, refusing to be dragged into the chaos of another's anger or disrespect. Silence is not just the absence of words. It is the presence of awareness. It is the space where wisdom grows, where clarity emerges. When we remain silent, we create room for reflection. We can ask ourselves, why does this bother me? What am I clinging to? And in that space, we often find that the things we hold on to so tightly, our pride, our ego, are the very things that keep us trapped. Practicing silence is like tending a garden. It requires patience and care. At first, the weeds of anger and frustration may seem overwhelming. But with time, as you choose not to react, you cultivate a space where peace and understanding can take root. The next time someone disrespects you, try this. Take a deep breath. Hold the silence. Feel its weight, its power, and then let it speak for you. 2. Radical acceptance. Disrespect is like a sharp pebble in your shoe. It's uncomfortable, distracting, and sometimes painful. But how we respond to that discomfort defines our journey. Buddhism introduces the concept of radical acceptance, acknowledging what is without resistance or judgment. Radical acceptance doesn't mean condoning disrespect. Instead, it's about recognizing that we cannot control others' actions, only our own reactions. When we accept a situation as it is, we free ourselves from the heavy burden of wishing it were different. This freedom is not passive, it is deeply transformative. It allows us to redirect our energy from resistance to growth, from anger to peace. Imagine the river. It flows naturally, encountering rocks, branches, and bends, yet it does not stop. It does not resist. It simply adapts, finding a path forward. Radical acceptance teaches us to be like the river, flowing with life's challenges rather than fighting against them. When you face disrespect, your mind might tell you to push back, to demand justice, to defend your pride. But radical acceptance asks you to pause and ask, what am I truly defending? Is it my ego? My need to be seen as right? This reflection often reveals that much of our suffering comes not from the situation itself, but from our resistance to it. By embracing radical acceptance, you shift your focus inward. You realize that peace is not about changing the world around you, but about finding harmony within. It's about saying, this is what it is. Now how will I respond? In this space of acceptance, you discover a quiet power. The power to choose grace over anger, wisdom over impulse, and peace over turmoil. The next time life hands you a sharp pebble, remember the river. Let the discomfort pass through you without clinging to it. Flow around it. And in doing so, you'll find that the pebble loses its power to hurt, and you gain the strength to keep moving forward. 3. Mindful detachment. Buddhist philosophy often likens thoughts and emotions to clouds. They come and go, ever-changing, never permanent. Imagine looking up at the sky on a windy day. The clouds pass by, some heavy with rain, others light and wispy. They drift and dissolve without your control. Now think of your emotions in the same way. When someone disrespects you, it's easy to cling to the hurt, to let anger storm your mind like a dark cloud blocking out the sun. But mindfulness teaches us a different way. Detachment. Mindful detachment doesn't mean you stop caring or feeling. Instead, it invites you to step back and observe your emotions as they arise. Just like watching clouds in the sky. Detachment is the practice of saying, "This anger is here, I see it, I feel it, but I am not the anger." In this space of awareness, you regain your clarity. You recognize that emotions are visitors. They come and go. You don't have to invite them to stay. This is the beauty of mindful detachment. It grants you the freedom to feel without being consumed. Imagine holding a hot cup of tea. If you grip it tightly, the heat burns your hands. But if you place it on the table and observe it, the tea cools. Similarly, when you detach from your emotions, you create space to cool down, to think clearly, and to act wisely. You learn that no external force, no disrespectful word or action has the power to disturb your inner peace unless you allow it. This practice is not about avoidance, it's about mastery. It's about choosing how you respond to life. By observing your emotions without judgment, you build resilience, you find balance, and in that balance, you discover the unshakable calm that lies within you. 4. The river of emotions. Picture a river. Its current carries everything, twigs, leaves, even debris. Your emotions are like that river. They flow naturally, carrying the experiences of life. But what happens when you try to block the current? The water builds up, pressure increases, and chaos ensues. Emotions, like the river's current, are meant to flow. They are a natural part of life, a reflection of our experiences. But when we resist them, when we try to suppress sadness, hold on to anger, or ignore fear, we create emotional blockages. These blockages disrupt the natural flow of our mental and emotional equilibrium, leading to tension and inner turmoil. When faced with disrespect or pain, let your emotions flow like the river. Acknowledge them, but don't hold on to them. Picture the negativity as leaves floating downstream. Observe them, let them pass, and watch as the current carries them away. This act of releasing, of allowing the river to flow unimpeded, helps you maintain clarity and balance. In the teachings of the Buddha, it is said, "You cannot stop the waves, you can learn to surf." This wisdom reminds us that while we may not control the events or emotions that arise, we can learn to move with them, to adapt and flow rather than resist. Resistance only creates suffering, while acceptance and flow bring peace. So the next time life places a branch in your river, pause, breathe, watch it drift by. Trust that the river knows its course. And in doing so, you'll find that the calm you seek is already within you, waiting to surface as the waters settle once more. 5. The practice of non-attachment. Non-attachment is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice. It doesn't mean giving up or not caring. It means releasing the need to control outcomes or hold on to grudges. Imagine holding a lantern. The tighter you grip, the more you smother its light. But when you let go, it soars, illuminating the night. Attachment often feels like security. We cling to people, outcomes, and emotions because we believe they define us. But the truth is, attachment chains us to suffering. When someone disrespects you, their words or actions are like that lantern. Holding on to them dims your light. You replay the moment, feel the sting again and again, and let their actions dictate your emotional state. Letting go is not easy, but it is liberating. Releasing the need to control or hold on to hurt allows you to rise above. It doesn't mean forgetting or condoning the act, but choosing to protect your peace and freedom. Non-attachment gives you the space to focus on what truly matters, your inner light, your values, and your journey. In letting go, you reclaim your power. You find that your worth is not tied to anyone's approval or behavior. You rise like the lantern, unhindered and free. And in doing so, you preserve your inner peace, illuminating not just your own path, but inspiring others to do the same. As the Buddha said, you only lose what you cling to. So release, rise, and let your light shine. 6. The power of questions. Questions are the key to self-awareness, a gentle torch that lights the path of understanding. When faced with disrespect, instead of reacting, pause and ask yourself, what am I resisting that I cannot change? And what am I amplifying that I could release? These are not just questions, but gateways to clarity. They invite you to look inward, to shift your focus from the external, the person or the event, to the internal, your own response. Through introspection, you unlock a powerful truth. Peace does not depend on others' actions, but on your own mastery of self. The Buddha taught us this beautifully. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. These words remind us of our immense power to shape our inner world, regardless of external circumstances. Imagine writing these questions in a journal. Each word carries weight, grounding you in the present moment. As you reflect, answers emerge not to blame others, but to understand yourself. You might realize that much of your suffering comes not from what was said or done, but from your attachment to how things should be. This practice of questioning is like clearing fog from a mirror. With every honest reflection, the image becomes sharper, more truthful. And as clarity emerges, so does your strength. You learn that peace isn't about avoiding life's storms, but about standing calmly amidst them, knowing your roots are deep and unshakable. So the next time you feel stirred by anger or hurt, take a moment. Pick up your inner journal and ask, what can I let go of today to reclaim my peace? In this act of questioning, you rediscover your power, your resilience, and the boundless calm that lies within. 7. Cultivating emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is like the roots of a tree. The deeper they go, the less the storm can sway it. Resilience doesn't mean never feeling hurt or anger. It means feeling those emotions and choosing how to respond. Imagine yourself as that tree. When a storm of disrespect or negativity comes your way, your roots, your practices, your mindfulness, your understanding of impermanence keep you grounded. The storm may bend your branches, but it cannot uproot you. Buddhist meditation practices such as mindfulness and loving kindness nurture this resilience. Teach you to pause, to breathe, and to anchor yourself in the present moment. Instead of reacting impulsively to challenges, you learn to respond with clarity and purpose. Resilience is also about perspective. When you understand that every storm passes, that every moment of turbulence is temporary, you stop clinging to the fear or frustration it brings. You find calm in knowing that you are greater than the storm. Over time, as you deepen your practice, you become less reactive, more composed, and deeply grounded in your inner strength. You grow not only as an individual, but as a beacon of peace for those around you. Like the tree that offers shade and shelter, your resilience becomes a source of comfort and inspiration to others. The lake has returned to stillness. The ripples are gone. And so it is with your mind when you practice silence, acceptance, and detachment. In the face of disrespect, remember, peace isn't a destination. It's a choice, it's a mindset, and it's always within your reach. Let this be your practice. Stay quiet not because you are weak, but because you are strong. Let go not because you are indifferent, but because you value your peace. And as you do, you'll find that the path to serenity was never outside you. It was within you all along. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the art of staying quiet. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who may need it. Together, let's create a ripple of peace in a turbulent world.